Hi everybody, I thought today I'd show you how I set up my new watercolor palette. Over the years I collected quite a good amount of watercolor tubes from different brands and different qualities, all kind of student grade, artist grade. I'm still experimenting, so I wasn't sure which one I like best. When I first started I used all dinner plates as my palettes and later got cheap plastic palettes and had different ones for my different pigments like my yellows, my reds, my greens and so forth. Well, needless to say is that it wasn't very practical and very often I didn't even use my watercolors, just simply because it was too much of a production to get started. So it was time for an upgrade. My tip number one is to choose which colors you want on your palette. I sat down and I made a list of all the pigments I own and wanted on my palette. It is a very personal decision. Do you prefer a small amount of just the basic colors or do you go all in? And I decided I wanted as many of my colors available at once, but still have the chance to take the palette with me to paint outdoors or even during my travels. Which leads us to tip number two. Choose the palette that is right for you. The palette that fit my needs the best is the so-called bulletproof glass palette from Mijello. No, I'm in no way connected to the company or paid by them or anything like that. I just fell in love with it and I thought I'd share my joy with you. I bought it on Amazon and it cost me around $20. It is called bulletproof glass palette and it's not glass, it's plastic, but I really don't mind. I like the silver finish and the white on the inside. It has 36 good-sized wells, which are the little compartments where you deposit your paint, and what I really like about this are the large mixing areas. My tip number three is to gently clean your palette. With a mild soap and a soft sponge, I cleaned every little corner of the palette and used a hand towel to dry it completely. Because in the past I had dried up paint fall out of my palette and that can be quite annoying. Tip number four is to arrange all your tubes. Tip number five is fill all the wells. And there we have them, all 36. And if you look closely, you see that in the little corners I squeezed in 4 more pigments, 4 more colors. So that makes 40 new colors on my brand new palette. All of them will dry up, but they can be activated later with water. So whenever you're ready to paint, they're good to go. But sometimes I really like to work with fresh watercolors, like for this night sky, because the colors just come out stronger and more vivid. Maybe that's a good idea for a next video to compare fresh watercolors instead of the dried up ones from the palette. Tip number 6 is create your own color key. And I think it's one of the most important parts of starting a new watercolor palette. is to make your own color key, and I recommend you use the watercolor paper for it that you use most often. Sometimes the same color can look quite different on different kinds of papers. I really don't think that you're wasting a good piece of your watercolor paper, because in the long run it really pays off. I measured the size of my palette because I want the color chart to fit inside, to always have it at hand when I paint. I divided it into the amount of colors I have on my palette, which helps me to remember which color is where, and especially when it's time to refill. Everything was outlined with a waterproof fine liner to avoid smudging when I come in with the watercolors. Tip number 7, time to color the swatches. And here we have it. I like to have all my color samples without a frame around it, so I can easily hold it against any reference or any pictures and make better choices of which pigment to use. Next, I used a masking tape and a clean wet brush to lift off a little area of each color. That gives me a good idea of how staining each pigment is, and you can get really nice results with your watercolor projects. I just seem to always have trouble remembering which pigments are easy to lift off and which aren't. Well, not anymore. So the last thing I did is I took my key card and I got it laminated so it's waterproof and it can go inside my palette even if the palette is still a little wet or moist, and it will not damage my key card. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I also listed all the supplies I used for this tutorial right there. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on my website to see what it is that I'm currently working on. And don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.